Hi, in this session, we will have the high level understanding of machine learning. We will try to understand that from some examples. So consider the same example from the last session of speech recognition. What will happen if somehow machine can learn new knowledge and words and meanings from a set of existing data and has many pitch sample data and spoken styles of words. So when any word gives us an input to recognize, machine will map that with the existing set of data and can return the most relevant information which matches the most with the input data. So more data samples means more accuracy. Here is the concept of machine learning comes. Take the another example of chess game from the last session. What if machine can learn and grab new knowledge from its bad moves and also from the challenger's good move like we humans do? Means it will create new set of rules, modify the existing rules to win the next gameplay. And this will happen every time when it plays. Means with every gameplay the game gonna be difficult and challenging because machine gain the new knowledge from the current data and won't repeat the same mistake. Let's understand this from the block diagram. This is completely new approach from the classical programming. At the top, machine is learning from the data where there is the input data and also the result or output is also provided. So now machine will create some set of rules by its own from this input data and output data. In simple words, machine will build the relation between input set and output set and will create its own rules. Now come to the bottom section where user gives some input to the machine and machine will perform the task and will give the output. Note that we didn't tell anything for the inputs, but the output is generated because machine simulated the inputs and outputs earlier from the big data set and get trained to extract the patterns from the input data. If it's found any new information, then it will add that into the data set and create or modify the rules by self. Let's take the most common example of machine learning, that is identify the animal in the picture. Either it can be a dog or a cat or a lion, anything. So think a bit how we can teach a machine to self-learn that. The task is scan the animal in the picture and identify the name of the animal. I think many of you have the answer of that question, but think how a small child will learn that. To identify that if the picture is of a dog or cat, let's show them good set of examples with many different type of pictures of dog and cat and also specify which is dog and which is cat. Now when he will see a dog or cat, he can recall the best match from his memory and can identify what animal it is, right? Same happens with the machine learning entity. Let's understand the same in the block diagram. First, we need to teach machine to identify some pattern from the data, which consists of input data along with the output tags. This is called learning phase. When machine build the logic to achieve the relation between input and output, we call that a trained model. This learning method is called supervised learning, which is most common. In supervised learning, machine have the labeled inputs. Labeled input means it will have the input data as well as the output data. And both that input and output data are being used by the machine to identify the pattern between them and create some logic which best fit for the set of data. In our example, picture is our input data and the name of animal which is labeled with each picture is the output data. When machine process the patterns for this relation, it is called training phase. And when machine creates its self logic and rules, we call this is a trained model. And finally, this trained model will be used for the application which can identify the dog or cat from any unseen picture of a dog or a cat, which is actually input by the user. This happens like a magic. We can train many and different type of systems from this concept, and we can use them to ease our life. So, to summarize, we can train the machine by providing the labeled data. Machine will create its own pattern and define set of rules from this labeled data. This is called supervised learning because the learning is based on the labeled data. Let's talk about some of the benefits of machine learning and supervised learning. So first is, we do not need to think and code the complex rules which are mandatory to identify in the classical programming languages. A trained model had already created those rules automatically. Machine learns from the data itself without being pre-programmed for a specific set of rules. Machine learning models can also adapt the new knowledge and restructure their rules to improve the accuracy for the future, and that too without human intervention on the code and program. However, there are some downside of this approach too, which we will discuss later. But if you think of any drawback of supervised learning, then feel free to write them in the comment section. Anyway, there are many applications live today which ease the human lives in today's world and working on the fundamental of machine learning. If you can relate any such application or if you are using any such application, then please name that in the comment section. We are very excited to know how you are taking the benefit of machine learning to ease your life. Anyway, this approach is very powerful and that is why this is one of the most popular and successful section of AI, artificial intelligence. This means machine learning is subpart of its parent called AI, artificial intelligence. In addition to the machine learning and AI, there is another important factor which is called deep learning, which we will be discussing in the next session. So stay tuned for the updates. If you did not subscribe till now, then please do subscribe to learn and grow community for regular updates. If this video is informative, then please like this video, comment on this video, and don't forget to share. Thank you for watching.